new stuff that I was putting on there. And man, if that thing just rounds the edge of that.
I'm telling you, I don't care if it looks stupid, I'm warm.
Yeah, leave it this way.
Did all of you guys get one of these? Richard, did you get one of these? Packets? Maybe they put us together. I think this has to do with like emergency management maybe.
Oh, I got that last meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have 3 left over, and I know mine and Kim's Amanda has one, but I have an extra. So I didn't know if, Richard, did you get one of these? Richard, did you get one of these?
Yep.
Okay. Maybe you should give me an extra one. I don't think it's in the packet.
It was in our last meeting, I think.
Yeah, it must have been home that
Okay. I just have an extra packet, I don't know if you're.
Candy? No.
Oh, sure. My lunch.
He sounds like my son. That's what my son does, just go next door and find all kinds of sweets.
Well,
really good at sliding issues.
I need to fill in the bottom, like on the last page.
How's everybody doing? The retained earnings and.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I don't have those.
Burning up. It is a little warm in there. Absolutely not, you were fine, thank you. No, see,
A lot better.
what was you gonna say?
So you just back in now instead.
They said it was going a little bit before that.
Yeah, so we go through, we go
So,
through
didn't know the keywords, the house, and then like after the
we go through a long week. No, you get these when you pass it.
That is, so it's the bad saying.
We're running a little bit late,
Yeah.
just a little. Okay,
What's the, you got the recorder on?
this recorder,
Yeah.
everything. Well,
Oh, if it says welcome, you did it right.
and then hit that, and please wait. No, I don't.
Good job.
Public notice, public hearing down at Tryon, 122 North Main, Tryon, Oklahoma, June 4th, 2024, 6 p.m. This is the public notice for the budget. Number 1, call to order. Number 2, roll call.
Sandy here.
Richard here.
Rocky here. Number 3, public hearing on budget for fiscal year 2024, 2025.
There's a packet for count and a packet for reports. My packet is right on the table.
I didn't get the special
The, public hearing.
public hearing.
Are you gonna need a-
I don't have one for you.
I'm getting a public hearing.
For the, what part, I've got PPC. What part are you talking about?
Oh, this is television.
No, I know, I was just asking if she had any problems.
Yeah, this one is utility, and that one's.
Okay.
Where are you? Down there.
Are we gonna have, am I gonna have to do this all over again for utilities?
Yeah, it's just one. It's normal.
Okay. So what do we wanna do?
I'm looking over this utility budget. What'd you say, Kim, on these 5 months?
So I don't know what those are, and I don't know how to pull data from that. So I'm just gonna have to look into that a little bit.
All that she's gonna have to do is the numbers in bold at the top will have to be added and then entered into the bottom column, so it just,
Okay,
adds it up.
that's what I thought.
I just didn't wanna make up numbers and put it in there.
Okay. All right.
I think it was pretty good.
All good?
He said he had a couple of questions.
Okay. On utility or on?
I read the tone.
So you got a question?
Yeah, just a couple real quick questions. On the big penalty fee and OSBI fees,
Yes.
is that something we pay every year, even though we
And
don't,
it's every month.
Every month?
Yeah, it's every month.
even
Yeah.
though we don't have a police department up there, is it for the?
Yeah, it's for the citations that we write.
Okay,
And each month, it all depends on how many citations is processed that month, so it's different from month to month.
okay, that's my question, cause
Yeah, we hadn't had it on there in a while because we just started up with it this month.
Anything else?
Okay. We're ready to, make a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion, we adjourn.
I'll say that.
Bucky, yes. All right. Town of Tryon Board of Trustees, regular meeting, June 4th, 2024. First Baptist Church, 122 North First, Tryon, Oklahoma. Agenda, number 1, call to order. Number 2, roll call.
Sandy here.
Richard here.
Rocky here. Number 3, citizens to address the board. We have a list here of citizens to address the board. Very first is Leslie Williams, is that right?
Wilborn, I just thought we were supposed to sign in when we got here, so
She's actually
I'll be on the
on
agenda later.
Executive session, so
I was doing my due diligence to make sure I signed in. Great job. Thank you very
did good.
much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Okay, number 2, I'm sorry. Bud, Brad, something.
Thank you for recognizing me. I will yield my remaining time to Heather.
Okay, we can't do that. So
The
next,
state, I
did you
can
wanna-
share with you our hometown
Did you
code,
wanna speak?
section 118, addressing the board. A, taxpayers or residents of the town are their
Well, we didn't
authorized
call your
legal
name yet.
representatives, but you just told him you couldn't do what's something you can't do.
No, you can't. You don't run this show.
Are there, but you need to follow the state, the state statutes and the town code. So
Go
I'm,
ahead. Please go
section
ahead.
118.
Please go ahead.
Okay, so section 118A, communication, taxpayers or residents of the town or their authorized legal representation may address the board by oral communication. It's section, town code, section 118. Addressing the board, A, communication.
I have a question as far as like if somebody is here, don't they have to be like a citizen of the community, like actually live in town?
Absolutely, yes.
So last month,
Amber has not lived in town in over a year.
last month we had a gentleman here that addressed the board over being a county commissioner, and he was not a part of Tryon, but y'all rewarded him. So if you wanna vest people, you shouldn't wait till we sign in to tell us we can't speak. Thank you.
My brain says 7 o'clock.
Lambert.
Yeah, okay. Nathan, who?
Jones.
Nathan Jones? Nathan Jones? I don't see Nathan Jones.
Granting my time to Heather.
Okay, Heather? You got 2 minutes. Go right
I
ahead.
got 2, 4, and then I have another 2, and there's another resident, so I have 8
Is
minutes.
she allowed to do that? Okay.
Even though the town code states that
Town code
they,
does not state that, ma'am.
it's right here, I actually have you a copy.
But you just read it, it's not what it says.
It's not what it says, what does it say?
Mayor,
Communications,
mayor runs the meeting.
but he has to follow town code.
He is following. So if you wanna speak, your time is running.
This board should not go after the residents and take away rights to address the board freely because you don't like what I've been saying. Many things in May's meeting prove you either don't understand our town code and state laws, or you just don't care if you break them. You all set a poor precedent last month, and I urge you all to not only reconsider, but if you insist on putting Tryon residents on a timer, at least follow the code set up to do so legally and follow due process by placing it on the agenda and putting it up for vote. This board must follow parliamentary procedure, and I would hope others here would not second this motion. I followed procedures and contacted City Hall and was on the agenda but cut off unlawfully last month. I have state code, town code and state statutes. There are also 2 other issues in May's meeting: librarian position. Not properly informing residents of the library paid position 3 to 4 hours before the cutoff, the day of the meeting, requesting applications to complete inappropriate. It's completely inappropriate. And if I would have been able to finish addressing the board last month, this was one of my questions. This board's nepotism was evident when you did not attempt to publish this paying position. This is not a spoil system, but a merit system. It was not treated as a promotion, but as a new hire. It would seem bias and favoritism are the driving forces behind most of the decisions surrounding hiring and volunteering in this town, and this must stop. It should not be based on who you know, but your qualifications, and everyone should be treated equally and have fair opportunity. I have another state statute. Number 2, the 5th board seat. Changing the divisor of board seats filled to push through the majority is illegal and not a true majority vote. When this board left off a seat and decided to only count votes of people.
Thank you, Heather, it's been 2
Would you guys like to read? It's all right here.
Amanda Jones? Is there a Amanda Jones?
Yeah, I'm giving her my time.
Well, but we can't.
It basically ignored the quorum laws, and I'd add now, there was a similar illegal motion
Please sit
that
down.
put our new mayor in his seat unlawfully.
Please sit down. Thank you. Well, we gave your time to Earl. Thank you.
I have one thing to say, Rocky,
Yes, sir.
and it's just a quick thing.
Okay.
She's partially right. If we have a code that said they can address the board by being on the agenda, we have to change it in a meeting. Public notice, have public input, change it, and then vote on it in public. We can't do it in public.
I have my email stating that I requested to be put on it, and I was told that we weren't doing that anymore.
Okay, number 4, approval of the minutes from the last meeting.
a motion, we approve the, monthly minutes,
Which one?
May. May 7th.
I'll second the motion.
Rocky, yes.
Bailey abstains.
Amanda, yes. Well, I guess I have to abstain from the whole meeting? Yes. Can I agree with you?
I have a second.
Vote on the minutes if she was
I was
appointed.
still appointed, I was appointed last meeting, but I wasn't actually on the board, so then.
So you
Okay.
can't vote.
Okay, one other question on this one, we had tabled the April 18th minutes, they should have been on this agenda for coming up again for tonight for a vote. And also, these minutes aren't public knowledge until they're approved. You're putting them online before they're approved.
I'm pretty sure I was asked by the board to post them on the window so people can read them. And that's why they're at City Hall, posted on City Hall's window.
They're not posted as approved, they're just posted.
Right. But most people are gonna think that they're approved. So you should put on unapproved minutes when you post them on the board, or when you put them on the,
That's fine.
Okay, approval of the minutes passed. Number 5, approval of monthly department head reports.
Sean, do you guys have?
Yes, he does.
And these are also emails that are some of the report as well, so maybe you have a copy of them.
Yes.
They do have a copy now,
Okay.
but you can send it to them.
Do you know how many traffic stops we had?
You can say it, so,
So everyone can hear it?
yeah.
Yep.
We had 32 traffic stops in the month of May, 16 warnings, 16 citations. Calls for service were 20 calls in total. We had 2 animal calls, 2 mental health calls, 2 suspicious activities, 2 welfare checks, 1 domestic, 2 civils, 1 vandalism, 3 reckless drivers, 5 agency assists.
Sounds like a busy month.
You keep it busy, thank you. I make a motion that we approve the monthly department head reports.
Was there any questions about the library or the fire?
I didn't see any.
Fire department had one gas leak on the line.
I'll second.
Richard, yes.
Rocky, yes.
Yeah, maybe yes. I'd like to insert something here. Our great white gentleman from the north pointed out that we're posting the minutes illegally. Let me read something. State law, he was in the same training that I went to. The municipality is required by state statute to furnish tentative minutes of every regular and or special meetings, minutes not officially approved by the governing body. Now, if we wanna pick here, we're gonna pick, but I'm gonna play. I brought the state book, and I'm gonna play. And I'm not gonna play nice. Mr. Meyer, by state law, we provide the minutes. If a member of the community comes in and asks for the minutes after a board meeting, we don't tell them, you can't have them until the next board meeting. We give them the minutes. At one time, We sent the minutes the next morning to the newspaper, and the newspaper wrote stories based on the minutes we sent. How do I know? My husband was the editor at the paper at the time, and I was the town clerk. And it was that way before I became clerk. Those minutes weren't official minutes. We were providing them as per state law. We're not gonna play games here.
If you brought it up, why didn't Heather get her minutes when she asked for them in March? She's still waiting.
The minutes that she requested in the very beginning.
Her initial
It
ones?
was 2 days and she got them. The other minutes that she's asked for 15 or 18 months worth of minutes. That's time consuming because we have other things on top of that we have to do. Just like
And
the-
she does not want to pay for them, she wants them put on a drive. When our ordinance clearly states that she pays 25 cents a page.
as well as the recordings.
If
that
she
she's requested.
refuses to accept them the way we provide them, then that's her problem, not ours.
I've never been contacted over that.
They've been sent to the attorney's office for review before they get sent out. And then on top of it, I need instructions from them on how to deliver them to you. And just like the recordings that has not been handed over yet, that's because some of our recordings of our meetings have executive session on them, and the public cannot have those meetings. So that is time consuming when she asked for almost a year and a half worth of recordings.
It's been 65 business days tomorrow since I've been asking questions. And in May, all I got was the paper copy of 248 pages of the town code. That's all I've received.
Okay, well, we're working on it, we are. It just takes a while to get it.
That's the first I've heard. Thank you.
Number 5, approval of monthly department head reports. Nope. Next, number 6, approval of monthly financial reports. They are not.
Table that.
Yeah, we're gonna have to table that. I move that we table the financial reports.
And the seconds.
Sandy, yes.
Maybe it is.
Richard did.
Number 7, approval of monthly claims. This section will have to be tabled. I'll make a motion that we table this section.
I'll second the motion.
Sandy, yes.
Amanda, yes.
Number 8, proposal of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Tryon entering into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307, subsection B1, discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotions, demotions, disciplining, or resignation of any individual, salaried public official, or employee. A. Leslie Wilborn, Tryon Grand Administrator. B. Brittany Poteet, discussion, and C. interview and or appointment for emergency management position.
I'll make a motion, we go into executive session.
I said.
Brianna regularly from
Maybe it, yes.
Number 10, consideration, discussion, and action on matters discussed in executive session. Yeah. A-level, Wilborn, B. Brittany, T, C, for an emergency management position. There's no action on that.
no action.
And same thing with 11, consideration, discussion on action on Leslie Wilburn. Tryon Grant Administrator, no action. Number 12, consideration, discussion, and action on Janalee Marcus being added to Payne County Bank account.
You need to be able to get on there to the bank statements and all that.
I make a motion that Jana Lee be added to the Payne County bank account for the library.
And a second.
Markey, yes.
Richard did.
Sandy, yes.
Number 13, consideration, discussion, and action on Mike Kearns, COTC. What is that about?
Sir?
Well, I'm gonna tell you.
Oh, you're larger than life, man.
So, I'm here representing the, telephone company, Central Phone Telephone, and, currently having plans to come into town and bury fiber to the home and business.
Oh, okay.
Through records checking, we don't show that there is a utility easement along the edge of the farm. So it'd be east of Second Street, between Second Street and the park itself and the ball fields.
We have,
There is utilities through there, but there's
No
not a
easement.
designated easement through
okay,
there.
So we need a grant?
Grant permission for us to go through there with the fiber. Also, it would benefit the city because by coming through there, we can drop off a spot and tie in fiber to the new building. Also, that comes with a free 100 meg service to the town from our company to do that. And we would go from, Highway 105 north all the way to State on that backside.
I move that we grant COTC utility easement on the west side of the park.
We need the label on that, so we can.
It'll, after the placement, we will have it surveyed and do a legal easement through there.
I'll second the motion.
Sandy, yes.
Sandy, yes.
Rocky, yes.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Number 14, consideration, discussion, and action on Todd Herman operational grant spending. I don't know what that is.
So,
That one.
I will tell you. So
You
we
guys
have,
know everything.
We have $4,746.24 left in our operational yearly grant. And I have two quotes for a total of $4,800 to do to our new brush pumper truck. I just need permission to spend that money. We need to spend it before the end of this month.
How
or
much
we
are
have
you
to pay-
short?
Have to pay it back.
47.
they give us, the check is for like 10,000. And-
Well, you said you have 47, 46 left and
Yes.
it's 4,800, so you're $64 short.
And we'll take that out of, we'll pay that out of our account or however, I just need permission to spend that.
And I've also talked to him too, that the last couple of years we've came to this where we've owed a pretty good chunk of money at the end of the year. So that we've talked about trying to spend it throughout the year, so it's not such a big chunk at the end of the year.
He says work on the pumper truck.
Yeah, for our new farmer truck.
But for right now, you need permission to spend.
And just for clarification, that operational grant has to be spent annually. If not, we have to pay the sum total back of what's not spent.
Yeah, okay.
It was for a long time, $5,000 to $6,000, and now they bumped it to 10.
I move that we allow the fire department to fix the brush pumper with the remainder of their grant.
Amanda seconds.
Rocky, yes. Richard, yes.
Sandy, yes.
Thank you.
Another question is how do you want, how can we pay for that? Do you want us to write
What
Write
company,
checks for it,
what
or-
company is it? Cause some companies will order it and buy it and they'll send us invoices.
I
So
can do
guess-
that on one,
Okay,
the other one is mostly labor, we could probably do the same thing.
but yeah. Yeah, just have them send us, or I can call them and set it up, or they can call me or whatever.
Okay.
Alright.
Thank you.
Okay, number 15, consideration, discussion, and action on fiscal year 2024-2025 budget. Did you get a chance to look at this?
Kim has hers done.
the hearing before I showed up.
Yes.
Sorry.
Brittany,
We'll
on
let you get by with it this time.
Brittany, on the first page, payroll taxes down there at the bottom, or sorry, mid-page, on the left under expenditures. That mid-column, 2023-2024 estimated actual, should that be 23,750? Or is it, did we actually only spend 37?
Yes, that was, it was like that because when we had the funeral service, like, there was, everything was
They
just
weren't
put
taken.
together and it wasn't
I was
separated, so it's
making
covered.
sure it was right.
I'm slowly trying to, that's all I to do to be able to separate everything.
Are you having any problems with your fuel amounts?
Yeah.
Alright. We're gonna make a motion.
I make the motion to accept the budget for 24-25.
Sandy seconds.
Rocky, yes.
Marita, yes.
Amanda, yes.
Number 16, consideration, discussion, and action on the building project.
I'm gonna start this one off. You and I had a great meeting the other day with the state fire marshal. And I had it all written out in my nice little notebook and it's laying on my kitchen. First, the building we're planning on building is 3,000 square feet. It is less than 3 stories, it has no basement, and we are not planning to occupy the building with 300 people or more. Due to that, we do not need a fire suppression system.
Correct.
We do not need any type of fire alarm system as long as we place on the main line a fire hydrant within 400 feet of City Hall. Since City Hall will be sitting on the main line, I don't see how that's a problem. And to have a fire hydrant at the city park, it's a one-time expense, but we don't have to pay a monthly service fee to a company to listen for the alarm to come off, to go off, to call our fire department. So, we have to put on next month's agenda, Brittany, if you would please, for the board to make a choice and vote on whether we want monthly recurring costs
Monitoring system.
for a monitoring system, or do we want to place a fire hydrant? That's the first
I
part.
don't think we need one. There's one on the southeast corner of Grant Street, less than 400 feet from where Barton's building comes. There's
We
one
need-
across from Cody Carlson's driveway. There's one on First Street, one on Second Street, and one at the gas station. All 3 of those are less than 1,400 feet from the first one to the fourth.
And we also need to know what diameter line they're on, because if they're not on a certain diameter line, if you get the big truck in there, you're gonna collapse the line. So if it's not on a main line, we need to place a fire hydrant on the main line.
Okay.
I don't know why anybody would not know that. I know that. And I'm a stupid 6th grade teacher. But I know the difference between parliamentary and parliamentarian.
Okay,
So the fire marshal, also, said that there are no hallways. The Iowa tribe looked at our plan, and they said, we don't want hallways because of active shooters, because of situations, we don't want you to have any hallways. So we redid our plan. There are no hallways in the building. He said, this plan is fine. You do not need a blueprint. This plan is perfect. You've eliminated all hallways. You've got 3 entrances in and out of the building. Your access to those entrances are not blocked by any furniture or anything like that within the drawing. And, we are good to, we have the fire marshal's permission to put out for bids. The bids have to say, we want, state fire code, what did he call it?
State fire code permits, it's like a 3,000 square foot
Yeah,
metal
the
building, fire
contractor
marshal
has-
state code permits.
3,000 square foot building following the state fire marshal code permits. Well, I can remember the rest of that crap without that. So we're ready to put it out for bid. There will be no architect, there will be no blueprints. We don't have to have a fire suppression system. Our only decision now is who we pick. Those bids are gonna be sent out via mail, return receipt requested. We will also email those same people. The bids will be opened at a town hall meeting to be determined. They will be opened in front of everyone.
And we choose the combination of the lowest best.
He said, we do not have to choose the lowest bid. If the lowest bid is not what's best for the town, and is not what's best following fire code or building code, then you bypass the lowest code, lowest bid, and you go to the next best bid. So, are there any questions from people who weren't there?
Just one suggestion. ADA code. American Disabled Act, Article 2 says any construction, new construction for libraries, city halls, etc., has to be ADA compliant.
I know that when Jana Lee and I wrote the design, we designed all doorways, windows, plugs, everything was specifically ADA compliant, because that is one of our biggest drivers when we were running the library, was that it is accessible for everyone. So every door was wider than it needed to be, as far as I know, everything in that drawing is ADA compliant.
There is the, markup that.
And what is your question about ADA? You're making a.
Just add it on the bid sheet, that's all I ask.
Well, that would
Oh,
have
when
to
it goes
follow
out to
the
the-
fire marshal's code. The fire marshal's code includes ADA compliant,
Just put it on there anyway.
okay?
Here
You
is
can
the,
do next
I
one.
found
So
it,
add-
I found the RFP.
For what?
Okay.
It says
Brittany or
to have
whatever.
assessing about things.
I can probably next one.
Just look over that and make sure, cause I filled everything out to.
Okay.
That's to replace the phone that was on the grid.
Who is Lambert Construction? Why do I know that name?
They're up in Stillwater,
Those
they've
are
been
all,
there for
all
years.
Stillwater builders, they're all interested in putting a bid on the building. Lambert's the one that built, Eskimo Joe's, Mexico
Oh.
Joe's, and
Lots of
those
hats and
Yeah.
shirts
3 or 4
around.
buildings, just got done with the, Ponca City Police Department, City Hall up there. Very interested in doing.
Can we, make a motion for her to send out for bids?
Please,
Huh?
please.
Okay,
Since it's on the agenda.
I'm not downplaying Brittany because she worked on this really hard and has put together a nice request. But I do think that the request request should go through James first and can look and see if,
If you'll just send it to me, I'll get it back to you, that, yeah, you need to go out and request bids. But
So-
I'll look at it and send it to you.
so yeah, we can vote on it and then you can approve.
Okay.
So we could make the motion tonight then. I make a motion that we set out the bids and have our attorney look everything over.
I second.
Rocky, yes?
Mandy, yes.
Richard, yes.
I want to see the city all built before it's winter.
Number 17, consideration discussion.
Can I ask
and
the
action.
name of the, the marshal?
Pardon me?
The marshal? The state,
Did you write his name
Look it
down?
up.
It's on my.
I think I have it on the.
Consideration, discussion, and action on purchasing the park benches
Yes.
from our grant.
Okay.
Do we need-
I'll email it to you.
thank you.
Okay,
We got a grant a few months ago that we filled out, it's, for $1,000, and we got approved for it. We have until December, to spend the money. We have to pay for the benches first and then turn the paperwork in and get reimbursed for it. It was like at the beginning of the year with everything going on, it slipped my mind, so I just put it back on there to remind you guys and to see how you want us to do that, like a couple at a time, or.
okay, I get it. Yeah, so how much are the benches?
They're like 150 piece, which in prices could change, generally was gonna look and see what you.
We have a state prison industry that prisoners manufacture these benches, and I've seen them in different towns. They're really well constructed, and they're probably cheaper than anything you can buy commercial.
Ooh, that also supports something worthwhile.
Yeah.
When I send you that paperwork, tomorrow, I'll put a note with it, so.
If we already approved the grant and we've been approved for the grant, I don't see why.
I just
What
wanted
do you
to,
think?
there's new people on
Yeah.
board now, I just wanted to put it back on the table so you guys are, well, it's just as a reminder. Cause like I said, it slipped my mind,
But the grant has already been approved.
and we've already got it accepted for it and all that, you just have to spend the money.
Yeah.
So do you need a motion for that? Okay.
Okay, number 18, consideration, discussion, and action on the price hike for OML dues.
The OML dues that we were paying were like $407, now they're $640. So I just wanted to, I know we use OML quite a bit and it's something that we needed, but it's over $500 and it's a change. So I just put it back on there to make you guys aware.
I don't think they've changed in a really long time.
Yeah, I think we've been paying the same price for a couple of years.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna.
No action.
No action.
Number 19, consideration, discussion, and action on scheduling a work session for June.
I'm available whenever.
If we have to.
I'm gonna be sitting by a swimming pool in California for the next, from the 12th to the 21st. So I can't be there during those dates.
Do you want me to go for you so you can make the?
No, I wanna see my grandchildren and my granddog, thank you very much. I even like the son-in-law,
You said the 12th to the 21st you can?
I can't. What about the 24th?
We can go any day but the 27th. Let's go to this OML.
Oh, yeah, that's. I'll be there.
What's the only one?
It's our
Class that
training.
we all have to take.
You know OML, you can pay them $600, whatever. So we gotta work down the 28th?
28th?
What time?
I'm gonna do two. Just, I'll get off at 1:30 or 2, or just run through whatever.
Richard, what time are you available for?
It's a Friday, I'll be working, I probably can't get here before 4:35.
Can we do 5 o'clock?
The 28th at 5.
Okay.
Would 5 be okay? Even if we start, you can join us.
All right. Number 20, new business.
Yes.
Go
Go for it. I forgot what it was that in there.
What we were gonna talk about. Temporary leases. Citizens to address. We're not gonna do that.
Put that on,
It's kind of weird.
put that on next month's agenda as item number 3.
Okay,
And
As far as I know.
put citizens to address the board as item whatever, just before new business at the end of the meeting. And then
are we good?
you make the,
Stated just like that, just citizens to address the board.
no, the
Consideration discussion
consideration discussion
on
on new
Policy.
policy.
Okay, number 21, adjournment.
Yes, sir.
I think I have some new business. if I
Yes,
can.
sir.
Oh,
The fire department has a truck, a 4-wheeler, a couple of pumps that we'd like to surplus, put out for seal bid, or however we need to do that, if we can put that on the agenda for next month. And I think Brittany said maybe the town might have some items
We
to,
were talking about this part. We might have some, I'm gonna help him go through the shed.
There's also like light bars and all sorts of stuff out there in that shed that needs to do some.
And,
Yeah, I just gotta move stuff so I can get to it all.
so we'll put that on the agenda.
Yeah.
Got that down to put on the agenda for.
Did you talk to him about the wood?
I was going to afterwards, yeah.
and I'll have pictures,
Yeah, I told Tom.
VIN numbers, everything I can dig up on those
Okay.
items
Now, as he
for
gets
next
it to me,
meeting.
can I start putting ads out and then, or do we need to wait until?
It has to be surplus before the ads can go out.
Okay, yeah. If for some reason we have to have a meeting,
Maybe
between now and
put it on the-
then.
Yeah.
Okay, number 21, adjournment.
I make the motion, we adjourn.
I second.
Rocky, yes. All right.
Somewhere, yes, just somewhere in my van, passenger seat, probably as present.
Good.
Yes, sir.
Town County Board of Trustees, utility regular meeting, June 4th, 2024, 6 p.m. It's not 6 p.m. It is 7:35. First Baptist Church, 122 North First, Tryon, Oklahoma. Agenda, 1, call to order. 2, roll call.
Sandy here.
Richard here. Rocky here.
Mary Lee here.
And here.
Number 3, citizens to address the board. Number 4,
No, she stood up.
okay.
We signed in. So all you must do is not make a board meeting or abstain. You are controlling the sway of voting majority. Section 121 shall require a majority vote of all duly elected. There is a major disconnect between this city and this administration, and it seems intentional. I suggest you all go home and dust off the Tryon Town Code.
Tryon, the town of
Tryon Town
Tryon.
Code, assuming you all have one, and follow it and correct the errors that have been made before you conduct any more business. You all took an oath to obey and defend our Constitution of the United States and the Oklahoma state statutes and Tryon Town march to argue or to be attacked, but simply for clarification. Everyone in this town should feel welcome here and should be encouraged to bring all concerns, issues, and ideas to you all without fear of retribution from anyone here or without a timer. If you feel you are being personally attacked, it's most likely because you have something you're hiding and you're not willing to be transparent with this community, to which I believe suspicion is well warranted. If you think I'm the problem, you may be so biased you're not seeing some of the problems the city faces comes directly from decisions made here. If your way of dealing with things you don't want to face, or you want to keep behind closed doors, is to come after the residents' rights, we take issue with that. And any resident that doesn't see problems here clearly must feel a part of the Tryon elite, and they are not worried because most other residents are, and as the Board of Trustees, you all should feel a sense of responsibility and urgency to correct this. In closing,
Appreciate it. Okay, number 4, approval of the minutes.
I will say.
Can you speak up loud enough for the recording?
I didn't hear him. Sandy seconds it.
Lucky yes.
Mary Lee abstains.
Number 5, approval of monthly department head reports. Looks fine to me.
So our mower, our zero turns up and going now?
Yeah, it just needs, right now it just needs new blades. At some point, it worked fine today, but the blades are dull and bent, so I just gotta get new ones for that. And then, of course, we need I'm guessing we haven't done the yearly maintenance on it yet.
Is that something you could do, or do we?
For the blades, I mean, it's fairly
The
simple.
oil was changed in August or September. Richie took it into Ross's station. So we still have time on that. It
Yeah, 'cause
doesn't-
everything else on it seems to be working good. I had a friend of mine that owned his own lawn care business, came out and just took a look at it for me and said, besides the blade stuff, it should be pretty fine right now. He definitely recommended getting a couple extra sets of blades to have on hand, and then he showed me, I need to find it and print it out, but he showed me a fairly inexpensive little jig I can put on my work table so that I can just sharpen the blades myself instead of having to go somewhere.
Yeah. Okay, well, I guess he would need to go to Ross's, right, to get the blades, or?
Probably good enough.
Lowe's has them.
Lowe's has them, or Atwood's,
Yeah,
okay.
it worked pretty decently today, just you can tell the employees.
Does the farm center have them for that mower? I don't
The
know.
farm center has them, but they're more expensive.
Yeah.
And Kinnon's have them, but they're more expensive.
Those are usually a pretty good one.
And the push mower that we bought last year,
It's pretty fun.
it's fine too?
Yeah.
Okay.
I told him it's been raining, but I did tell him if he would bring the push mower up on a dry day, that I would push mow the right of ways.
I got started on
105.
Friday. I got a little bit of it done, but especially because some of it was pretty steep.
Yeah.
probably a metal head for one of my weed eaters, cause some of that stuff is little sapling kind of things. But I mean, I got started on it, so.
Okay, approval of the monthly department head report.
I make a motion, we approve the monthly department head report.
I second it.
Rocky, yes.
Richard, yes.
Maybe yes.
I do wanna point out, we've never hired a water operator. And within a week, him attend the classes required by DEQ for both water and wastewater, and pass both classes first try with no study. So, I was impressed. I studied, and, well, no, I got a good grade, but I studied for a
That's
long
good
time.
though.
You did great.
I'm impressed.
And from having
So
no
impressed.
experience on this job.
Yes.
None, yeah, so,
Number 6, approval of monthly financial reports. We need to table this until the next meeting. Somebody move it?
I make,
Table.
what do we,
I make a motion to table the financial reports until July's meeting.
Sandy seconds.
Maybe yes.
Rocky, yes. Number 7, approval of monthly claims, needs to be tabled.
I move we claim table the claims until the July meeting.
Amanda seconds.
Rocky, yes.
Richard, yes.
Sandy, yes.
Number 8, proposal of the Board of Trustees of the Town of Tryon entering into executive session in accordance with Title 25, Section 307, subsection B1, discussing the employment, hiring, appointment, promotions, demotions, disciplining, or resignation of any individual, salaried public official, or employee. A. Leslie Wilborn, B. Kimberly Haynes, C. Michael Hooker.
I make a motion, we enter into executive session. And a regular meeting from executive session.
I second.
Rocky, yes.
Maybe yes.
Number 10, consideration, discussion, and action on matters discussed in executive session. I think we've got no action on that.
Number 11, no action.
Number 11, no action. Number 12.
Wait, Leslie, you have to read each one of them, A, B, C.
You're rushing.
Okay.
Consideration, discussion, and action on Leslie WILBORN-TRYON Grant Administrator. A, Community Development. B, Block Grant. C, TSET. No action.
No action.
Number 12, consideration, discussion, and action on hiring.
Wait,
a
no,
new-
we didn't discuss Kimberly Haynes. We have to say no action. And C, Michael Hooker.
Yes, you're right. Okay. Leslie, Kimberly Haynes.
No action.
No action.
Michael Hooker.
No
No
action.
action. Yeah, I was looking at these guys. I need something. Okay, consideration, discussion, number 12, consideration, discussion, and action on hiring a utility helper.
I'm just putting it on there to see if, to give Michael maybe an extra hand for some hours during the
Do
summertime.
you know enough to tell a helper what to do? I'm just being honest here.
I mean, they're probably not gonna be dealing so much with the water side as with just the lawn care side, aren't they?
Yeah, that's usually what the utility help is required for.
So, pretty simple.
Okay?
I would put an ad out.
Yeah.
What, the paid stuff, is it still like the $10 an hour, is it a minimum of, or maximum of a certain amount of hours?
20 hours, is that what we had?
So a max of 20 hours at $10 an hour? Okay.
Okay, so we're making a motion to,
Make a motion, we advertise for hiring a utility
days to it or something.
Did you say what day are you coming back, the 21st?
I'm coming back the 21st.
Will the 24th still work for you, because that's not the day before?
That's fine.
I would do that.
Yeah.
And it better not take 3 days.
Now that we know where most of the meters are, we had to find the meter for a few of them.
We'll just put no
I'm
action.
just gonna drive and then kick it in the curb.
Which is like 10 days before the-
Tuck and roll, Michael, tuck and roll.
No action, right?
Right.
Number 14, consideration, discussion, and action on mid-co diving. That sounds like a horrible job.
That is,
Is that the calendar?
yes, I need to get with Leslie, it's to get the tower inspected and cleaned and checked and all that stuff. And then to see about moving the spout, because of the DEQ, we've been working on the DEQ, to have it moved to the, yeah, they said our spout is too high. So we need to lower it closer to the ground. I think it's at 6 feet from the ground.
You said you're wanting to get with Leslie, so you're wanting to apply for
Wait.
it.
Yeah, choose grant, they'll pay for it. It's supposed to be-
Your overflow spout is gonna be,
That's what's on the DEQ report.
Goodness.
I know.
I'd have to question that.
I get your number.
Yeah, I talked to Leslie about Midco. I know they're not.
We actually did give her one of our meetings there last week and a half ago, something like that. We gave her a list of stuff that we're working towards,
Yeah.
needing to
And,
her.
yeah, she did tell us that until we close out the city hall, there's nothing
We
with
can't get
those
our
grants.
grants.
Did you have a chance to go with the auditor, call the auditor?
No, no, I did not.
Okay. So,
We said no action on this.
Yeah.
you're just gonna get a hold of Leslie. 15, consideration, discussion, and action on getting gravel for the lagoon driveway. I thought we had some gravel down there.
Now we have a bunch of asphalt, for sure.
Yeah, we have asphalt, we have the small
Asphalt.
gravel, but not.
The asphalt was to fix these
The
holes right here, but they haven't been done. But I was told it's an election year, and if you call the county commissioner, that he will send the guys up and they'll use our asphalt and they'll fix the holes.
Yeah.
But the drive from between the first one and two years up to 3 and 4, it's with all the rain, yeah, it's not pretty, it's like
Yeah.
washed out.
It used to just be on the other side of that concrete thing, and now it's on both sides of it.
So it's almost not to
yes.
the point of being an asphalt, like an asphalt.
Not lately. Last time I was out there, Brittany was trying to swim.
Were you trying to swim?
Rocky was trying to pull his, tractor out the side of the lagoon.
Can you get some quotes on
Gravel.
travel for us?
Can it wait a month, or is this something we need to give them like a limit, like if your quotes are within this, we approve that, that's something. Like, are you gonna be able to get back up there for a month until next meeting?
He's been helping to walk.
Yeah, I've had to walk if I go back to 3 or 4, because I can't get my truck back there.
We can have a special meeting.
Okay, that's good, yeah, I didn't think.
How many quotes you want?
You're only gonna get 2.
Still water, sand, and gravel. Still water, sand, and gravel.
You know, there's that one that goes over to Cushion.
The cheapest place that we usually get it is, Rick Ryder. It's usually where we get the cheapest.
Where's he from?
The Ryder,
Ryder Pumpkin Patch?
Pumpkin Patch.
Oh, okay.
Gravel and hay and all that stuff.
Okay.
So you're
But
gonna
we
get
usually go
some,
for,
Just get us some couple quotes.
We also are using gravel in the driveway to the park.
yeah.
Yeah, that'll make it a little bit too.
That's pretty bad. I started driving that.
all right, so you're gonna get some,
Gravel.
16, consideration, discussion, and action on getting some lights for the shop. I thought you said there was some.
There's like one line out there.
Yeah, there's a few, like the single bulb light bulbs in a few spots out there, but like the back half of the shop, I have no light. And,
We had talked about buying one.
yeah,
And I think
I have
that
2 or 3
Friday-
things in the back there for you.
So can we take a look and get some
There's
ideas?
some back there.
Yeah, I have 2 or 3 different ones I found online that are very inexpensive and they're, really good for shops.
The printer's not that
extension cord or hardwire them. And then the other ones just screw right into a normal light fixture.
How many you need?
Probably,
I would say 10 with the size of that shop.
yeah, with the back of it, we could go across probably 8 to 10 of them.
Cause even if you open all the doors and let like just the summer in, they're still pretty dark. This is 194 off.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the, I think number 3 that I wrote on there, number 3 is like the old model, and number 1 is the newer model of those long lights, and then number 2 is just another style I found that could also work.
Well, all right, what do we wanna do on this? A lot of lights.
Let's keep it sliding.
Well, this number 1 quote is only $109.
Okay, I'm gonna preface this. We did not get a financial report, I'm gonna vote no. That's
Okay.
what I always do. If we don't get financials, I vote no on spending money. That's just it. I wanna see the bank account to know that we have the money to spend. So I'm not doing it for any other reason, it's just,
Safe and sorry.
It's
So-
summertime, we've got light.
So just
yeah,
put it on
suck
the,
it up and drill a hole, oh, there are already holes in there.
Table it?
Now, my
put it on the next agenda.
My thing about these,
The long ones, yeah.
they're fluorescent.
Those ones are actually, they look fluorescent, they're actually LEDs, so they're, a lot more durable. They're not like your old school, like these fixtures.
Blinkable LED.
Yeah,
Okay,
they're all
now-
like one fixture.
Does it say, cause I looked on mine, I stole his, but I looked on mine, does it say indoor, outdoor?
I believe
Because we do
that
get
model
weather
is.
in there.
Yeah, I think that if it's the newer version, then that one does have, let me see here. Reflectors. I think down on this, on number 1, I believe, down on there, it didn't print off on here, but it did talk about all weather.
Okay,
And I'll double check that this week for you too.
well, the others may vote yes, I just wanna tell you why, I don't want your feelings hurt.
Oh, you're good. I just put it in front of you so we can get an idea of it.
It's part of my dishonesty package.
Just put it on the next,
Yeah, and I'll find more details too.
Okay, table that.
I make a motion, oh, sorry.
go ahead.
I make a motion to table shop lights, number 16, consider discussion action on getting lights for the shop until July.
Sandy seconds.
Really, yes.
Marty, yes. Number 17, consideration, discussion, and action on the well house meters.
You're up.
I got some quote, we have got to get new meters in the well house. One of them, Mary Lee is in it, she can, tell you more about it than I can, like on the technical side. But one of them just doesn't work at all. The meters are different, we can get those, I swear you had Mike, Mike from UTS. He used to work with ORWA, he worked there for 20 years. And he's been a great asset. He's come up here a couple times, he's like took Mike around and showed him like some things in the well house, and, he's talked to us about meters. I got a quote on both meters, he looked at them, for both of them, $23.65, $2,300. We can get both of those, but we have to have meters in there to measure. We're gonna have a water loss audit coming up pretty soon, and that will do us no good if we don't have meters at the well house.
We've got enough in the utility.
Yes, we do. It's kind of like a must-have kind of thing.
Okay, I'm gonna add into this, cause we had a long phone conversation about this. We're losing water somewhere. We don't know where we're losing water, because we don't know how much water we're pumping. We need to start at the beginning, the wells are the beginning. meters are running right, then what happens is the metered water should almost match what is metered in our utility books for sale, for what people are billed
Right.
for.
Right.
We don't know what's being metered because we don't have meters in the wells that are working.
Right.
We don't know how much of a water loss we have right now because we're not metering it. We've been told to turn the the wells off during lightning storms and severe weather, which we've had a lot of. Because last year, well number 1 got hit by lightning, which cost us 23.
Yeah.
And so Smith, Pumpkin Supply, who rebuilt it, said, turn it off during the lightning storm, turn it back on after the storm is done. But even if that's just a few hours, our water pressure is going down really fast, and it shouldn't be.
Right.
We've had to do it a lot lately.
So-
We've had to do it a lot lately, so.
So we've gotta find where that water loss is. We've gotta start at the wells and then
So
move
it's a
up
must
line.
have to have the meters so we can meter the water.
And then DEQ's gonna do a water audit, ORWA. We can't do a water audit without the meter.
Okay, so.
So
we need a
this
motion.
is a necessity. I have to say, I'm getting tired of the.
I know you are.
You know,
How
when
long
I
did it
turn
take
my
to
faucet
fill
on
the
in the morning,
shower
it
district?
takes 10
8
minutes to
hours.
fill my
8
coffee pot. It's bad.
You want my Sandy to have coffee?
I make a motion that we spend the $2,365 to buy new meters for the well houses.
I'll second the motion.
Rocky, yes.
Sandy, yes.
Sorry guys, Mary, I know how much it's needed, but without the financial.
All right, number 18, consideration, discussion, and action on the SOCs.
Help!
Oh, yes.
I need, if I could just, I'm making a list, I've already talked to some people, we just need people that live within a quarter mile of well house 1 and 2. It should be super easy, I can talk to Tim Potter and wipe out most of Main Street. Jeannie Wright, I talked to her, and yes, you will be one of them too, but, I might be able to get them, but man, if I could just give you guys like a couple of names, even if you just called them and just said, hey, this is what we need, I need to know if you've used any of these items in on your lawn, ever since you've lived there.
Speak to Carolyn too.
When does it due?
The 15th.
Of June?
Yeah.
Can you send me the question?
I'll come by in the morning. I have the doctor's appointment in the afternoon and then a new refrigerator after that. But I can work on it Thursday.
I was gonna come in on Friday and work on it too.
And you already asked me all them, so my place is done.
I don't think, yeah, he's too far. And because they're
Behind
like,
you, the white truck, or right behind you. The Dodge, where the new house was going, right beside it.
I don't remember,
No, not the new house, the one,
the yellow one?
maybe.
Anyway. I'm hoping to have the majority of them done by the end of the week.
Well, let me know.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if I'm not there by like 10 o'clock, just send me one of your texts.
How many
Are
do
you
you
okay?
have to have?
Everybody that falls within that.
Oh,
Some
all
of them
have to do
overlap.
it. Okay.
The 2 wells, right?
Yes.
No action on that. 19, consideration, discussion, and action on the June training for Michael.
Hey, so this is a, putting on by ORWA, Travis, one of the circuit riders, came out, spent the day with Michael, he's fabulous, and just about everybody at ORWA is just wonderful. He said Michael needs to have this training. It's very affordable, it's only $50, it's hands-on learning how to use the equipment, learning how to do, like doing demos, he said
It's like a workshop.
he needs to have this.
What's it for? What equipment is it?
Just like for the expo.
It is, yeah.
Just for like water duties?
Water, wastewater, just, yeah, water, wastewater, they share education and they make it fun. Of course, they, always got, food and snacks there, they keep their people happy with that. They have prizes there, but you can choose a mixture of classroom training and hands-on demos by vendors, and he can receive up to 8 hours of training hours.
Is this gonna help in replacing water meters?
I think it's gonna help him with just the whole scope
The whole
of,
deal?
yeah.
Travis was probably,
No, I think any training he could get is a good thing.
They do pretty, I've only been to one, but it was.
Yeah, and you said you learned a lot.
Yeah, we did learn a lot, it was really good.
he said this one's gonna be completely different, it's all gonna be hands-on. So,
All right, so do we need a motion on that?
$50, doesn't need to have to tell
Oh,
us.
you're right.
No action?
No action. Number 20.
What dates is it?
June 19th and 20th.
Okay,
Number 20.
somebody
consider-
has to have the water well that day,
Okay.
because I won't be here.
For lightning things.
Uh-huh.
We can schedule something with us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure. Number 20, consideration, discussion, and action on the 2024-2025 fiscal year budget.
I saw it.
Yeah, no action.
Don't have to vote on it.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
a
I
different
thought we,
budget.
oh,
It's utility budget.
right. Okay.
I make a motion that we approve the 24-25 fiscal year budget.
I second. Go ahead. Rayleigh, yes.
Amanda gets.
Rocky, yes. Consideration, number 21, consideration, discussion, and action on the building project.
No action, we talked about it on the other one.
Yes, we did. Number 22, consideration, discussion, and action on scheduling a work session for June. We already done that.
That's on the
28.
28th.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, you said some kind of next thing to.
What day is the July meeting?
it's the first Tuesday of the month, right? So
Yeah.
maybe July 2nd.
July 2nd?
Nothing we decided that meeting would be on the agenda.
Why did we move it to the first Tuesday instead of the second?
Schedule. The new attorney schedule.
Yeah, cause that's when
I'm glad we
James
could
was
accommodate you.
Just saying, if we want stuff to have action on the next agenda, which is what we're working towards
Yes.
with the code book, if we put this meeting on the 28th, the meeting's on the 2nd, then the agenda will have already been posted and
Correct. And no financials.
so, just thinking,
We might wanna postpone it
Or-
until,
Or move it to an earlier day, like the 21st.
and you don't have to wait for me, I don't have to be here.
yeah.
Are you off on Tuesdays, Richard?
Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm usually home like right around 5 o'clock usually.
I can be here on the 25th.
I cannot be the 25th. It's only day
Or the 25th.
The 25th?
So you wanna change it to the 25th?
session on the 25th for both the town and the utility. 25th of June.
Sandy seconds.
Richard, yes.
Rafi, yes.
Sorry guys, I should have caught that at the last time.
Okay, 23, new business. One of the things I would like for new business
Ink.
on the
Printers.
I think
Our printers are dying a slow death.
Yeah, I think
They really are, both
because
of
we
them.
just got a new toner and it's still
They're
the
bad.
Yeah, they
It's
haven't
starting to
been
make it
good
So
for a
is
long
new
time.
business a better printer, or what?
What's bad is that we just, that white printer that we have, the HP, that's like 2 years
It's
old.
new.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just-
But it probably got rained on.
Maybe you just need maintenance.
Plus, you know, I mean, they don't make stuff like they used to, so
And they do
2
get a lot
years
of
with all the printing that it probably did, it's probably on its way out.
Well, that was just kind of a complaint.
Yeah. Put that on next
Any
month's
new
agenda.
business? Number
Did you hear me?
24, adjournment.
I made a motion, we adjourn.
Amanda seconds.
Rafi, yes.
Yeah, 'cause I'm tired of trying to see.